doppelgangers exist, and he does know that sort of, well, few creatures, as he had heard, spread fear, suspicion, and deceit better than a doppelganger does. They are found in most lands. They have, as far as he knows, no really true homeland of their own. Doppelgangers tend to transform their bodies to blend in with other races. They are much like humans in that they display a wide variety of personalities and dispositions, but tend to go towards, well, the more degenerate and murderous. Doppelganger are, as a whole, as far as he knows, few in number. But since they are living amongst other races and can change shape and look upon a whim, it's very hard to actually know how many possibly lurk around. The rumor of a sort of a doppelganger within the midst of a settlement is enough to usually set off a long string of paranoia and sowing of deceit, flinging of accusations back and forth to sort of try to smoke these creatures out as soon as possible. They are quite cunning and quite vicious, and if pressed, they could quite easily sort of be spiral down into violence, as much as any creature sort of cornered.
Is there any way to find out if anyone is a changeling, like force them to change, or just spot them in general?
There are sort of ways, maybe, like you could perhaps if you were able to sort of read magic, you could perhaps sense some of the faint magical aura surrounding these creatures and sort of helping them to maintain their illusions. There are other rumors about, like oh, if you throw a bucket of fresh water upon a doppelganger, it must change shape. And well, the only true way of actually exposing a doppelganger is to take a dead cat and swing it over the head of the doppelganger on a full moon. And then it will reveal its true self. No, silly. Only the dust of silver blown into the face of a doppelganger can actually reveal its true colors. Things like that.
All right.
What a silver color?
Does Erevan actually know? Or
no, this is basically what he would...
Oh, okay. This is basically Erevan would have said this, so of course in like Erevan's way of saying it. Yeah. Everyone.
Saloro, having finished his...
being rude and be like, blah, 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 blah. If you take coconut juice and sarsaparilla and throw it on someone, you'll be able to discern what the fuck.
I'm trying to concentrate.
Imbeciles.
You can hear it muttering from behind the veil. Having finished his preparations and the sort of necessary focusing of mind, Saloro casts his consciousness out about the room and tries to find any sense of magic in here. And yes, he does feel a faint aura of magic coming from the wounds of these men, as if the symbol carved in there was used as some sort of magical focus to perhaps he would think, when he sort of thinks of it, maybe as a drawing of power or inserting of power. He would guess that this rune maybe opens up some sort of gateway for power to enter or leave the victim. Tuned in such a way, well, if there is a powerful sorcerer or wizard at the other end of this, it could certainly be used to, for instance, assert power over someone, or perhaps kill them from afar.
Okay. Well, seeing as how I can sense the presence of other magic shit too, does the sheriff have any magic items?
You would notice that the sheriff's sword appeared to be magical.
Oh, okay. Great, and of course, of various things. Saloro opens his eyes, frowns behind the veil, although whether that's from the stupid talk about changelings or what he is discerning, he's not sure. He actually got the idea from Brodart Quink, didn't fucking think of it. 19 intelligence, man. Sometimes you just misplace it. He's had a rough week. He goes, huh.
The way of sort of weaving such a spell, Saloro wouldn't really be sure how you would do that. It's quite a feat of high sorcery to do so, most likely. This is not something for a hedge wizard, say.
So it's a sort of ritual type thing here that we're looking at. In that case, let me see if Saloro can use Arcana to identify ritual as a standard action. The DC is 20 plus 1/2 the ritual's level. Let me go ahead and throw it down. Nope. Fucking high Arcana bullshit. Fucking hedge wizard. Fucking I don't know.
Yeah, the exact purpose of the ritual would be unknown to Saloro. He has not seen anything like this before, as far as he can remember, at least.
In that case, what you guys are left with is...
I could also try that, but I don't know about what you have found out, so...
As for Alvyn, searching around, his sheep here.
Yes.
All right. He going over the bodies with his keen and his eye for treasure, so to speak. He does actually notice that that a small sort of hidden pocket has been sewn into one of the vests that the bodies are wearing, and from the shape of it, it seems that something is inside.
Alvyn will approach the body and take out whatever is in the hidden pocket.
All right. Fishing into the hidden pocket, a small piece of paper is being fished out.
And what does it say?
It is... What the... There we go.
Alvyn will try to get the attention of the party and show them whatever he found. He doesn't really know what to do with it.
Saloro is struck out of his Arcana reverie. Peers over Alvin's shoulder, as he did with Erevan so long ago.
So, I haven't read it, so whatever.
Pursuers Mortwell, Hask, and Tabe, you think that is, Alvyn? Spatter of blood there.
I guess.
A deal has come about that I need capital in. It involves property and gold, and though I am not at liberty to tell you the exact details, it will make us all rich. Come to Bradley's barn on Cougar Creek tonight. We can meet there, discuss our futures. Your lordship.
It was there when the murders happened, right? The first ones.
Yes.
So your lordship might refer to Titus Garnetti or someone else in the Garnetti family, if these men had connections with him.
It's a possibility.
Shrugs. As for the bodies, it's apparently there's some sort of magical residue left on them, which is sensible enough given the Sahedron rune being carved in, and all of the other various sort of, and then Saloro goes on this all sorts of arcane muttering things. Obviously, it makes sense, as Bro not quick for the pointed out. And anyway, the point is, the point of matter is, it's these bodies were marked with the means by which rituals may be performed on them, the exact specifics of which I cannot discern, only that they were important enough to be used in some manner or fashion, beyond just harvesting their body parts.
Do you have to know about rituals to discern them with an Arcana check, or do you have to just have Arcana trained?
I think you can...
detect magic trained only.
Yeah.
So, by the way, keep in mind, I just figured to point it out, like, identifying magical effects to, like, identify magic items is also a trained-only thing, and the DC is 20 plus 1/2 the effects level.
Yep.
We've been
Nope.
getting an easy identification. I'm now
You have.
wagging my finger at my pop filter. Yeah.
Yeah, so I could identify what ritual it was, or no?
You can roll a Arcana check, sure.
Alright. Nope.
You have no idea. You think most of what Saloro says sounds plausible. It's like, yes, quite.
Yeah.
Nodding at the right places in his mutterings.
Mm-hmm.
His sources seem credible.
So, a changeling, could it change into any form at will, or does
Any
it have a specific forms?
Changeling, well, you know, now this whole sort of bombastic sort of old man thing. Why, I do say you all were talking about that sort of tomfoolery. What are you talking about? That's simple. You just throw in a dash of saffron and incense, and you boil a pot of hot water. That's how you take care of it. How do you not know these things, Erevan?
Pot of hot water in the face would probably take care of many.
Saloro says this in jest and then shrugs like.
Jonas, as a character, I know what he can turn into, but would my guy with his 20 rolled earlier know?
Yeah, that would be enough.
It should be able to turn into pretty much any creature that's around human kind of size.
Could it turn into something very small as well?
I don't think so.
Like a rat or an ant, maybe?
You're
pretty sure
an
not.
ant. You are pretty sure that a doppelganger is pretty much bound to his a medium sort of human size.
Alright.
I mean, it'd be a stretch for one to even become close to a halfling, so a rat is out of the order.
Then my suggestion is to go wherever this this hospital where this madman is, chain him up and try to force him to change shift.
You don't know he's a doppelganger.
The sheriff sort of blinks and looks down. Why
Why would you? Saloro's just as confused.
chain him up?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the good doctor would protest to such a way of treating his
Besides,
patients.
we already have proof that it could not have been him who was involved in the second killings here, courtesy of him being located within the sanatorium.
Unless he was released in some way.
And
Maybe he
you're
was
saying
sneaked out.
that he got here at the same time as the sheriff, then, pretty much?
Sheriff seems to
Well,
seems to think.
I don't know, it's just a possibility. We don't have any other leads right now.
He scratches his head. Well, if he was running very fast, maybe, but I don't know. He seemed quite off his rocker, as it were. He was rambling a lot of things. The sheriff shrugs. If you wish to visit him, I can certainly pen a letter of introduction to the good doctor. That should give you at least some access to the man in question.
All right.
He owes the town of Sandpoint some small amount of favors for past businesses, I suppose.
And my point was to chain him up so that he can't escape and attack us, if he is a changeling.
The sheriff looks at Arenoss. The sanatorium is actually home to some of the more peculiar people from the hinterlands. As far as I know, they have on-site security.
All right.
And trust me, if he was to attack us, I doubt he could take down all 5 of us.
Of course, but I wanted to interrogate him and see if he, who he was employed by or who he was serving.
Considering your suspicions, wouldn't you want him to attack you, Arenoss?
No.
So
Not so that we would have to dispatch of him. I would like to talk to him first.
Saloro shakes his head and scoffs. "Oh, yes, of course. The only possible outcome would be to kill him outright. Certainly couldn't be the fact that he'd be crazy or insane or anything. No, off with him."
It might be an act. Probably not, but it might be.
The sheriff Shrugs. I will write the letter of introduction for you then. You can use it as you please.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
He
There's
nods.
Arenoss.
He looks around the room. Well, points at the note. Seems that someone promised him gold, and he smiles. If anyone would come rushing towards the smell of gold, it would be these three. As I said, they were quite the greedy bunch, swindlers, all of them.
And you know they had connections with the Scarnetis?
We believed so,
All right.
but nothing concrete.
All right.
Anyhow, he looks around. Feel free to look around more if you wish so. If not, I will. You can meet me upstairs and receive your letter of introduction.
All right.
And please lock before you leave.
That's fine.
Understood.
Sheriff leaves. As soon as Sheriff leaves, Saloro looks at the other and says, "I'll wait by the southern gate. I have some matters to attend to." Saloro leaves. Dun da 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 da.
The sun
Erevan's about to say something, but slowly leaves so briefly. She's
Yep.
I won't even bother.
A flutter of wind as the faint cello and cinnamon, disappear from your senses. True story.
Indeed.
Do any of you have business you wish to attend to?
I don't think so, no.
Alvyn shakes his head.
Up
We
the
should...
Roldar. So, it's Gryphongod here.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I zoned out for most of that. It was a case of okay, not sure if Roldar can interpret this one.
Roldar has just a vacant stare in his eyes.
So let me get this straight. You put the lime in the coconut and you drink it all up.
Yes.
No.
Oh, where do you get the coconut and what's the lime? Yes, Erevan, yes.
Roldar nods.
Everyone kind of shake his head. So Arenoss, looks like we're done. For now.
Yes. We should find out where the Scarnetis are holding their businesses and the usual meeting places and stuff like that if the sheriff knows those things.
Maybe, but we still don't have solid enough evidence to be able to...
No, of course, but if we don't have any other leads, we could... I'm not saying we are going to break into their houses, but maybe stay outside and see if we hear anything or see anything suspicious of that nature.
If we run out of leads, that is something we could try pursuing.
Yes.
And Erevan will walk up the stairs and give Arenoss the key before leaving.
All right.
Because someone has to lock up.
Right. Arenoss will certainly do that, and then...
You don't lock everyone in, though.
No.
Wait, Alvyn
I was just about to say, I will wait until everyone has left and then lock the door behind them.
Yeah. I'll go upstairs, re-greet the sheriff,
Yes.
and wait for him to do the letter.
Yep, he comes out of his office with a sealed letter in his hand and hands it over to Erevan. This should allow you an audience with the good doctor.
Thank you, Sheriff.
He nods, not at all, and good luck.
Thank you. Good luck with everything here.
He nods, yes, hopefully we can keep this under wraps for a bit longer. I don't really want another shopper panic on the town as it is.
It would be unfortunate for everyone if that happened. And Erevan leaves.
Okay.
Well, my real life throat seems to be hurting. I need a drink.
I also suspect that note that was referring to you might have been planted to give suspicion to us instead of who actually did it.
Possible, but I'm comparing the two notes, and like the handwriting looks different now, so it's not the same person. I don't think.
It's not.
Between the notes, I could be wrong, but the handwriting doesn't seem the same.
Seem to be a handwriting expert, totally.
Yeah, roll for handwriting expertise.
Will that be an intelligence check?
You can make an intelligence check to compare the.
Oh, really?
Perfect recall.
I recall all my training back when I was in the tower. So
now see here. You're pretty sure that they are penned by the same hand.
Okay, in that case, could be the same. The rare time my power comes in useful, I enjoy using it.
Mm-hmm.
And your lordship might be referring to the person I mentioned before.
It could be. It could be naming a number of people.
Or one in that family.
Anyway, I have the letter, so I guess going to the south gate and waiting for everyone to meet is not a half bad idea.
Very well.
Yes.
We have a short trip to go on. Be a lot quicker on a horse, and knowing by Saloro he'll have his, so we might as well grab ours. We leave.
Yes. Arenoss will head back to the Rusty Dragon.
Rusty Dragon. Hey, Webb, where are you?
And grab the horse. Horse 2.
The horse, of course. Right, Saloro heads to the sawmill.
Saloro reasons he's got at least a half hour for the sheriff to pen his note and for all the others to go,
Oh my god, how do we get our shit together, lol? What do?
And so 20 of those minutes will be spent, hey, you know this concept of sensing the presence of magic? I can do it in 10 squares out for me? And each of those times takes a minute. Are you ready for 20 Arcana skill checks, everyone?
Are you ready?
Actually, no, that won't be necessary. The difficulty is DC 20 plus 1/2 the level of a magic item, power, ritual, or magic phenomenon within range. Right. And so if he takes 10, that'll put his check result at 23. He'll just spend 20 minutes with a DC of 23, basically, observing the entire sawmill, going up and down the various stairs.
Yep. Salor does indeed find a faint magical trace coming from the body of Benny Harker. It seems to emanate again from this Hedron carving on his chest.
Saloro mumble, maybe if having a better idea. Obviously, I was being distracted, and obviously now that I'm alone and actually can concentrate, is that right, Heinrich? I can actually be able to study the damn thing without being interrupted by stupid changelings. So you see, Heinrich, obviously this ritual is some sort of esoteric pursuit.
Quite, yes.
Identify a ritual being DC 20 plus 1/2 the ritual's level.
Right. Sadly, even the solitude and the comforting presence of Heinrich is not enough for Saloro to crack the mystery of this ritual.
Obviously, Arenoss and Erevan already contained the entire problem. I had to visit with Brodard earlier. Absolute ruination, I swear. Training up some sort of deranged lunatic and then killing him. Oh, yes, of course, so that's a great idea. Why don't you just keep blathering on, you mindless fool?
I said not to kill him, but sure.
Just like a huff there.
I don't understand what I'm talking about.
Saloro shrugs.
Well, I suppose we should try. You already have everything. Let's go.
Yes, we should probably grab the... Yes, one more thing. And, Saloro will actually head back to the Rusty Dragon, and everyone will see him, pull out a scarecrow and load it onto Heinrich.
Oh no, I know this one.
No, none of you know this one. None of you.
Heinrich looks at the scarecrow with quite suspicious eyes.
Erevan looks like, what?
How big is the scarecrow?
Scarecrow is the size of a normal scarecrow. weighs let me check to see how much it weighs, just to make sure here. Ah, yes, 15 pounds worth of scarecrow right here. Sort of like matted and strawn. It's got like a burlap sort of body. It's got soulless black button eyes. It has like a slit carved, you know, cut into the burlap for a nose, just like this sort of wide, sort of fiendish, you know, gaping maw with like little bits of bird bone inserted for teeth. And it has a jaunty cap with a feather.
Oh, lovely.
And it has this sort of, you know, embedded within the entire frame is this very peculiar sharp rod that, you know, seems as if it could penetrate just about anything.
Arenoss will just have his mouth slightly open and his eyes narrow and just shake his head at Saloro. But, like, what the hell?
Arenoss with beady, soulless eyes. And it's almost as if the scarecrow sneers.
Sneering scarecrow.
It's Jafar the Scarecrow.
Jafar is floating inside a scarecrow. It's waiting. Alright.
Is your new friend needed?
Say, Saloro looks at Erevan. What, Arenoss? I suppose he should come along, yes?
Is there a purpose for that thing? And he points at the Scarecrow.
Saloro looks at the scarecrow, looks back at Arenoss, looks back at Erevan. Really? Well, I suppose if Aaron's going to do it naturally, Arenoss would only get suspicious as well. Although I would suspect such ignorance from you as well. Take a closer look at it, Sorcerer. No, Arenoss doesn't know.
It's, you know, it's... You're quite sure it's magical.
Yeah, it's definitely magical.
But you don't really know what
it
it's... Nope, you don't really know what it's doing.
Alright.
No, Erevan might.
Let me check the level of the item just to make sure here. Oh, I didn't actually write that down on the list. Yeah, I think it's I think it was like level 5 uncommon thing. In which case it wouldn't be enough.
Arenoss will just say, my point was, what does it do?
It scares crows. Have you never seen a scarecrow before?
I'm guessing it does other things than that. Since it's magical.
Well, yes. I'm a wizard. I have a tendency to collect arcane esoterica.
You're not going to share this information with us then?
It's fine, Arenoss. No point bickering over a scarecrow.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I was just curious.
In that case, Erevan wouldn't be able to identify unless it's like a level 4 item, and I think it's level 5.
So if I rolled a 20, maybe.
So DC 20 plus 1/2 the effects level. Well, actually, no. You'd actually know. Well, there we go, everyone. The Screaming Scarecrow. I'll go ahead and post that. This is for DDS's eyes only, so I'm totally gonna send a secret message to him on Skype.
Okay.
There you go. DDS.
Okay, I'll read that.
Right. Anyway, have you all packed your rations? Are we set to head out?
I guess.
Said a fleeting goodbye to a Mako?
Actually, no, I haven't done that.
He rushes away.
Yeah, he does. Just raise his finger.
More concerned about my damn scarecrow than about a Mako.
What would you think?
Saloro looks at Erevan, who seems to be giving the scarecrow a studious appraise, and says, "Yeah, I think I'd actually trade the scarecrow for a Mako, to be honest with you."
Though it is a very interesting scarecrow you have.
Yeah, we were right next to the Rusty Dragon, right?
You're by the south bridge, so it's close.
Yeah, Arenoss just jumps off his horse then and then goes in and sees if Amico is there.